Right now it's Clay Holmes. Clay, it's Gary and Todd up here in the booth. Good to see you. 8 strikeouts on the day, 5 1/3 shutout innings. Did you feel as good as the line looks?
Yeah, I felt pretty good today. It was nice to, to get to the 6th there and, see some batters the 3rd time through. Yeah, I felt like I finished, pretty strong. Body feels good. I think, more than anything, it's almost I'm more mentally tired right now than anything, but it was a good day. It was a good day.
That's exactly, hey, Clay, it's Todd. That was exactly what I was going to ask you. Is there a mental difference that you found in stretching out as a starter versus coming in and just trying to get 3 outs as a reliever?
Yeah, big difference, big difference. It's, as a reliever, you're pitching to your strengths. I mean, pretty much 90% of the time out there. But, as a starter, especially with expanded arsenal, you're having to get a hitter out, a few different times. You're having to think through things just a little bit more. And, especially the ups, you're talking through things, in between innings. And, all that it's just more mental load on you, which is good. And I think just getting that built up is nice. And obviously, we've had a lot of help back there, behind the plate, some really good catchers. So it's definitely, there's a difference coming in from, the bullpen versus starting.
One of the things we've spoken about, and it's been a topic here in camp, and we spoke about it during your outing today, is the fact that you showed up here early back in January to really accelerate the process of transitioning into being a starting pitcher. How important do you think that has been for you in getting to the point that you are right now?
It's been huge. It's been huge. One of our first conversations, after I signed, there was, let's put together a throwing program, and it's like, from where I'm at right now, back then when I signed, it's like, well, where do we think we can, get built up to? And I'm like, there's no reason, we shouldn't be the 90 pitch mark by the end of spring, and that's just about what I did today. And so I think just having the plan really early on, it made this a lot smoother, this transition. I feel like I didn't have to rush, these last 4 weeks of trying to get up, to 90 pitches or the innings. I started earlier. It's just been a slow climb, and I think, that whole process and that plan that was in place, has played out really well so far.
You had mentioned the arsenal and utilizing the arsenal a little differently as a starting pitcher. One of the added weapons to the arsenal is that changeup, the kick change, as you call it. Is that something that you feel confident, because it's a nasty pitch to the left-handers, but it's something you feel more and more confident throwing at any count now?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, obviously it's been huge from our arsenal. Where I don't really feel as backed in sometimes with my sinker to lefties. I have another pitch to go to that's can still be really good against them. Yeah, just, like I said, it's the kick change is a spiked middle finger, and there's a lot of feel involved with that. How big you spike it, really determines kind of, the feel for it a little bit, and just, sometimes it's different each day. But, the more I've thrown it, the more I've been in games with it, I'm starting to, get a good feel for it. And there's some that, you try to make it a little bit nastier, and, you can throw under the zone, and there's sometimes you can throw it for a strike. And I think just really filling that out, will be huge in the development, of that pitch as the season goes.
Does the change in the spiked finger impact the movement? Is that how you can help try to control it? When you say you try to make it a little nastier, is that the way you try to command that pitch?
Yeah, obviously the bigger spike, it's a little bit more awkward. You have a spiked finger on the ball, but you are able to make the ball do some funky things, when that finger's up pretty high. But you maybe sacrifice a little bit of control with it. So there's a little give and take there. Obviously there's a sweet spot, and there's an ideal where, obviously you want to make it as consistent as possible. But you can play around with it, and maybe if it's not moving quite right, it's something you kind of tinker with and get a feel for.
Clay, you're going to be the opening day starter on Thursday for the Mets against the Houston Astros. First time you're going to do that. What's this next week going to be like for you, and how excited are you?
I'm pumped. This team, obviously, I think we got a bright future. It's going to be fun getting to know these guys, playing with them. Yeah, just starting, opening day is just, it's like a holiday. First day of school feeling. It's what we're all, been training all offseason for. And so, there's a lot of excitement, and I'm ready to get on the field and just compete with these guys. I think it's going to be a fun year ahead.
Think so too. Well, terrific job today. Great spring. We look forward to seeing you on the mound next Thursday against the Astros. Thank you, Clay.